only as successful as the people you frequently associate with. So who you spending your time talking to or reading? This is Binge Game Changers, where we capture success from different perspectives. We delve into the minds of people who celebrated brands and careers, who have turned their dreams into reality and their ideas into lucrative empires. I'm your host, Seyi Banigbe, and you're welcome to the show. See you when I get back. Welcome back to the show, everyone. And yes, our game changer today is so young, but is fast becoming a legend. He's the founder of Farmcrowdy, where he leads a team of 40 innovative Nigerians. Farmcrowdy is Nigeria's first digital agriculture platform, which has so far impacted the lives of over 7,000 small-scale farmers across 10 states in Nigeria in just 2 years, guys. He was named one of Africa's 30 innovators in the recently published 2018 Quartz list. He was also presented with the award of being one of the 100 under 40 most influential young persons in West Africa. Today I have with me Onyeka Akumah. Hi.
Hi.
Why are you giggling? It's you now. I'm talking about you. You're a big deal. How's everything?
Very well.
So great to have you on the show.
Same here. Thank you.
All right. You worked in, loads of great places. You've been in with Deloitte, British Council, Wakana, Travel Better, loads of places. At what point, how did you know when it was time to leave, all these juicy jobs that give you the monthly salary and that comfort and, security to dive into your idea? Why didn't you juggle? Yeah.
I think for me, it was, even in deciding around the different jobs I worked at, I was constantly finding ways to grow. And so if you look at my career path, each job I left to go to the next one, some of them I even had to take a pay cut to make those decisions. I was getting higher in the ranks. I was moving from maybe one officer to an assistant manager to a manager to leading a team to hiring people. So all of that experience was counting for me because I wanted to get to a point where I built my own business.
But that was the strategy from the beginning?
Yes, it had always been the strategy. And so I was gathering all the knowledge I could gather. I was building the relationships I could build. I was growing my network. I was learning. There was a time in my life, I was having a conversation with a colleague this morning, that I hated office politics. And then it got to a point in my life that I knew that I had to embrace it to manage people. And so all of these experiences taught me different things at different stages in my life that allowed me to prepare myself for this. So I always had that. And I was working according to the plan. And I gave it the first shot with the first business that failed. Lots of lessons I learned from that.
Great, I love to hear that. So you started your first business and it failed.
Yes.
Yay. We're all normal then. Okay. So
and it was a business that, for a business that in 2013, you are raising $50,000 from an investor to invest in. And then you have to stare at this investor's eyes some months down the line to say, unfortunately, this can't work anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Lessons came from the fact that I was running everything alone. So I was the brainchild of the whole business. Every other person was reporting to me. I was dishing out instructions to them. I didn't have people I could call co-founders with me in that business. Two was, as soon as we raised money, I felt like we could now take the whole world on and start building our own content. So it was a business focus of media. But what we're doing originally was aggregating content. As soon as I raised money, I thought, let's start creating our own content. And that just took out our money. I was coming from a tech background. I had to hire a lot of people. A lot of things went down.
So you learned your lesson the hard way.
And it taught me how to not do it. In the other businesses I don't.
And now you're doing it right, apparently.
Yeah.
Before we dig in, I think it's important that educate Nigerians on what exactly Farmcrowdy is. So Farmcrowdy empowers rural farmers by providing them with useful seeds, training them on modern farming techniques. And then on the other hand, Farmcrowdy gives Nigerians the opportunity to participate in agriculture by providing a secure digital platform for them to fund farming activities on pre-selected land and thereafter receive returns on their investments. I think that helps. Yes. So that while I'm questioning, people understand the value of what you're, giving to the nation. So did you fall and hit your head? How did you get the idea of Farmcrowdy? How did that come about?
There are three sectors I wanted to focus my attention on: agriculture, real estate, and transportation. And for me, they are real sectors that I felt if I built anything around technology in any of these sectors, I'll have an impact in thousands of millions of lives. But this was 2015, and the government in place in Nigeria was advocating for people to move into agriculture. And so I too wanted to invest in agriculture, but I know the farmers that I could work with. And in trying to find those farmers, I then discovered the challenges they had: access to funding, the necessary technical know, and then market access to sell what they produce. On the flip side, you have thousands and millions of Nigerians that wanted to invest, but you know the farmers they could trust, the farmers they give money to that will do the work and not go and marry the second wife and something
Yeah.
that's something that happened on the farm. So in connecting both sets of people, I decided to build a platform with my co-founders, a platform that will allow us first go and identify the farmers like you rightly mentioned, and then make their farms available for people to sponsor. The
Yeah.
people sponsoring these farms are trusting the individuals running the platform
Yeah.
that they will do the work that needs to be done. And then on the farmer side, they trust us that we will give them the knowledge and the market to sell what they produce. At the end of the whole thing, we split profit by the time we're done with the whole market access. And we split profit between the farmers, the sponsors, and Farmcrowdy.
Amazing.
So that was how the idea initially started.
You have a 40-man team. That is not cheap. How have you raised funds for Farmcrowdy?
8 months before I started Farmcrowdy, I knew I was going to start up the business. And so I started saving up to about 50% of my salary aside, just making sure I had some capital to kick off. And so September 14, 2016, we went live with my own funding. I also got 4 other people on board with me that I refer to now as co-founders. And everybody came with knowledge in finance, knowledge in agri-corporations, knowledge in technology, knowledge in data. And together with all our resources and network, we're able to start off and to build the platform and then got going on September 14th. 4 months into it, we had some track record, and that's something I always consistently tell young entrepreneurs. Keep track of your progress, irrespective of how small it is. It will become something you can show an investor and make a case for why they should invest in you and scale your operations. So 4 months into it, we had started talking with a couple of investors and showing the track record and showing what we wanted to do. And then we got our first angel investor who invested $60,000 in the business at that
That's
point.
how many months into the business?
4 months into the business. And then with that, we're able to now grow the team. The team got to about 12 at that point in time, plus the co-founders. And everybody was doing everything. And we were just setting out structures and putting things in place and gradually growing until we got into Techstars Atlanta in the US, got selected as the only African startup to join that program. And while in the US, spent about 4 months talking about and building the business process, building the structure of the company. But at the same time, I had the opportunity to talk to investors also in the US. So during the course of that program, we ended up raising about $1 million from the US. And that became the major fuel that allowed us to champion our growth. In February, though, of this year, we got a grant again from GSME Innovation Fund.
Beautiful.
Because of the work we do with technology for the farmers. And that also became added resources for us and the team.
Amazing. Onyeka, from the way you sound, it's like there's money everywhere waiting for ideas.
No.
But when we return, though, it's obvious you have a thing or two to teach us on how to get funding.
That's fine.
See you guys when we get back. Welcome back to the show, and we're still speaking with Onyeka Akumah of Farmcrowdy. Don't forget to drop your questions, comments, and feedback on our social media handles at the BWG Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Onyeka, teach us how to get funding for our business ideas. But really, say give us 2-3 steps so someone has an idea.
So I think the first thing I mentioned previously was you have to keep track of what your progress looks like. So I put in X amount, I got X back. And this is how much I have grown till date. The potential of my market is this. And if I'm able to raise this amount, this is what I'll do.
What do I do
but
after
more direct at date, it would be you have to show a team. The team is very important.
Who am I contacting? Hey, I have this business idea, I have track record. Who are the kind of where do I go? Who am I sending emails to?
You have to do some work. around getting a funnel of investors. The $1 million I raised from 9 different investors, I had a funnel of 500 that I streamed down to 100.
And that funnel, was it you, I'm so sorry, was it you going online to say, okay, I'm
yes.
angel investor?
So I looked for an investor that has invested in a startup that's similar to mine, that I know his focus is active in the market and is funding businesses now. And so I put that list, and then you pitch. I did over 90 pitches. How many people can get 75 no's and still continue pitching?
I know what you mean.
So I kept on doing that and pitching to investors, and they were some turned us down, some actively got involved in the process and backed out. But eventually, we got about 15 of them that were interested in the deal. We showed the team, we showed the market size, we showed the the traction we had built to that point in time, and we showed what we were going to do with the money. And because we already had investors previously, they were able to back our claim that we were doing the things we were saying we were going to do with the money. So I think those were things that counted for us at the end of the day in raising funds.
Onyeka, I think you're a very daring person. What have people told you stands you out when it comes to your work ethic and all of that?
Recently, the word they describe me as is a duck.
Duck?
So you know, duck on water, it looks very calm on the surface.
Okay.
But underneath the water, it paddles like hell.
Yeah.
That is pretty much what you describe me as. So I have a very calm personnel, but the people in the office call me a German machine that you don't see obviously driving. So I do it with a smile. I get people motivated, but we get the work done.
So you call yourself a team player?
I see myself as a team player. I think I'm able to delegate to people. I'm able to trust people to make mistakes early and then learn from those mistakes and become better. I give myself to my team in sharing my experiences and encouraging them to be entrepreneurs even in the organization. Because it's the mindset of an entrepreneur that's able to think beyond an employee that's just earning for a salary. And in doing all of these things and spreading myself, I think I see myself being a team player, showing that I am part of them as we do what we do, and then they trust me as I trust them, and we work.
When you were sure you were going to go ahead with Farmcrowdy idea, what was the next most important step that you think you took? That was that right step. That thank God I did this right after.
It was selecting my team members.
Your co-founders?
Not just the co-founders, but the people that joined us in Farmcrowdy. We immediately created our core values that we're going to use as a criteria to decide on who joins Farmcrowdy and who wouldn't join Farmcrowdy. It wasn't so much placed on the person's CV. That's exciting to get you through the door.
What sort of criteria? Give us an idea. What sort of criteria?
Also, we have core values like humility. We have core values like integrity.
Well, how do you know someone is humble when they just sit in front of you?
It goes through the interview process.
Okay.
I mean, an arrogant person comes into an interview and you start asking the person about what happened in your previous organization. You can hear from him or her how he dealt with his team members and how he dealt with his bosses or the people they reported to, and how they position themselves in that conversation, or even the posture they take when you're having a conversation with them.
Posture. Show me the humble posture. Onyeka, please.
No, I mean, because they take stance. So for instance, I give people tests. When I'm doing, so we have different levels of interviewing. You meet your manager, the person you're going to be reporting to. That's HR, that's taken care of. You meet the manager you're reporting to. I get all that feedback. Then I take the person out. So we have balconies. Let's stay at the balcony. It's not an interview. Let's just chat.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is that's the final process of actually understanding whether this person fits into our team or not. Will this person come in and boss everybody around? Or will this person come in and is ready to learn as much as the person knows, as much as I know about the person's CV? And during that process, we find out from the previous person's
why they left. Right?
Yes. Will you employ this person again if you had the opportunity to? For everyone that they say never.
You don't bother.
No, we don't even go there.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Onyeka. But before we go, if you had some spare time right now, what other sector or industry would you like to play around with?
Real estate and transportation. Because I call them the real sectors. They are not fancy stuff. They are things that affect us as Africans.
Day to day.
If I find a way of creating technology or using technology to create solutions in these sectors, I'll be happy to do that. And so those are the two other sectors that I have my eyes focused on.
Transportation.
And real estate.
Real estate. Thank you very much. It's been amazing chatting with Onyeka, and he's not going anywhere yet. He's still going to have a game with our corporate game changers. So don't worry, sit back, relax, and you definitely enjoy it. I can't wait to see who's going to win. See you guys when I reach.